first article, Machine Learning and How It Is Really Just a Different Way to Say the Same Thing, Pop Culture. Before we get started, I'd like to say hello and how do you do? This experimental series will be a series of essays on various topics. I'm currently writing this in what will be, when I read it, the past. So this is not so much a mindless ramble, at least not entirely. This is more of a audiobook equivalent to my writing. I speak differently than I write, and I hope that this will be both productive and an entertaining endeavor. I wrote a very simple Python script that contains a large list of subjects and another list of contractions. In this case, the two randomly used subjects are machine learning and pop culture. The contraction then being how it is really just a different way to say the same thing. This presents a unique challenge, but an exciting one, so let's get started. It has always been important to me that I establish definitions of some ideas that may not be clear. If the reader has a different interpretation of what I am talking about, then the whole reading or argument is going to be fundamentally flawed, as I will have failed to successfully communicate the specifics of what's at hand. Therefore, with this prompt, it isn't entirely too vague, but I can come to a very quick association between the subjects. Machine learning is the act of directing a computer to perform a task hundreds, thousands, maybe billions or more times. The end result is, hopefully, that through trial and error, the machine has figured out the best way to accomplish its assigned task. Popular examples include being able to differentiate dogs from cats, creating realistic human faces who don't actually exist, or even replacing the face of an actor with another actor, usually deceased or aged. Disney has established some reputation in this way, if you were to Google Mandalorian Luke deep fake. A deep fake is the popular term for what I just described. Deep machine learning, creating a seemingly authentic but ultimately fake representation of another person. This leads directly into our second subject, pop culture. I do not have a reputation for being in the loop, so to speak, with pop culture. I do, however, observe the general construct of it from a distance. Having started to drag my way through my 20s, I've at least been alive long enough to observe trends rise and fall, like the social stock market of our globally collective culture. I suppose pop culture probably existed since more than 10 people began being in rooms with each other, but I'm not a qualified enough historian to go quite that far back. Let's just say newspapers, the printing press, as a good start. Information that was capable of being quickly made and transferred, like a virus. Consider that when a video becomes very popular on the internet, we refer to it as going viral. Viral being a variation from the root virus. So how do our subjects fit together? Our contraction is not, are they similar, but more so, how are they the same? Let us attempt to bring both concepts towards a mutual center. From there, we might establish a good foothold on this supposed perfect layer. The phrase that tickles me in this mindset is to throw things at the wall until something sticks. Our action, throw a million iterations of a problem at a computer until it can adaptively solve a problem. For culture, we throw millions of iterations of media, posts, celebrities, memes, the forbidden TikToks, until it can adaptively solve a problem. If you might question me on what the problem that pop culture tries to accomplish, I would respond on the nature of the growing inability to deal with boredom and to feel connected with others. That ever-present floating idea that cell phones and the metaverse never force us to be bored. New problems arise. We try uncountably many iterations to fix it until we find a perfect, or at least good enough, solution to the problem. Our subjects meet perfectly on the compact but eloquent word iteration. To do something over and over again with minor variations on each attempt until we find a solution. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Our subjects don't simply reiterate, however, they also evolve. Early machine learning showed us how a computer might interpret a 60-pixel image and what number it might contain. Now it can write entire articles and create astonishing works of art, all from a simple prompt. If I were to write another 500 of these articles, a machine could learn how to write almost exactly like I do. Not perfectly, but shockingly well nonetheless. Pop culture evolves in a similar fashion, keeping up to date with both the technological capabilities of modern communication as well as the ever-increasing biological demands for more serotonin in our brain. A bit of cute cat injections here, some serial killer documentary injections there, and so on. A good definition of evolution found by a quick Google search states it nicely. Evolution is the gradual development of something, especially from a simple to a more complex form. Would you not say that machine learning has grown from simple to complex? Would you not say that the change from the newspaper into Facebook was a slow but significant evolution? Part of our current pop culture is about machine learning. I recently saw a clip from America's Got Talent in which some programmers and talented singers used dynamic, artificially created faces of the judges and placed them onto the singers, forming this instant connection between the biological brain's fascination with the machine brain's capabilities. Technology in this way has a sort of inorganic sentience, as it will grow continually despite any person's single attempt to halt its progress. So too it is with pop culture. Some part of me wants to finalize this idea in the form of a Jeopardy question. The answer is a modern, iterative, and evolutionary process by which our collective intelligence solves new problems that seek to further human society. Quite a mouthful, and I'm sure somebody could word it better, but personally, if you responded with, "What is machine learning?" or "What is pop culture?" I would tell you that they are both correct. Under the blindfold of the unassured definition, one might not even notice that both subjects are different names for the same thing. A rose by any other name would still smell just as sweet. I think I'll end today's article there, as this is the first. Let me know your ideas on how I might expand further on this idea moving forward. I might like to address more specific prompts from my own mental devices, or even some overly poetic ones that absolutely nobody asked for. If you enjoy this content and would like to see more, the best way to tell me is by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. Thank you for participating in this little experiment, and I hope you will join me again soon. I shall now play outro music so that I have some time to add YouTube end cards to this video. Goodbye.